Davy, and I'm awesome! And welcome to Davy's Awesome Movies, where I recommend and review the kind of movies that I like to watch. Alternative, B-rated, cult style flicks. This week I'm actually going to be doing a remastering. See, I've reviewed all the Basket Case movies, but the very first one, I didn't have clips in there. So you're going to get one with some clips finally. So without further ado, let's get into Basket Case. This movie was made in 1982, a great year, and was directed and written by Frank Henenlotter, and was presented by a small film company, Analysis Film Corporation. The film opens with a Dr. Lifflander outside of his house.
Who's that?
After some rustling in the trees, he runs inside to call the police.
This is Dr. Lifflander. I want someone to...
Why do they always tell them their name like they give a crap? Like they're sitting there going like, oh, it's you. Just tell the police, hey, I need help, here's my address. Then he hears something in the house. Okay, so why don't you stop worrying about that and just get back to the police? Too late.
Hello? Can you send someone to... Hello? Hello?
Bet you wish you would have just gotten to the point now, don't you? He goes upstairs to get his gun.
Oh, God! No! No!
Don't worry, a gun will still fire in the dark. Although it's not recommended. Okay, it's really not effective if you just shoot randomly around the house. You kind of need to, like, aim at something. So then... maybe you shouldn't have sat down. Then we see Dwayne Bradley, played by Kevin Van Hentenreck, and he's carrying a basket case. And he has the most 80s hairdo you will ever see. Dwayne finds a hotel room and says he needs a room, but he's not sure for how long.
Couple of hours, couple of years, what? Give me a hint.
When he says a few days...
And I don't want no junkies in here, because this is a respectable hotel.
Yes, you run a respectable place that has hourly rates. Tell yourself that. And Dwayne pulls out some money. Hey look, it's the film's budget! Side note, that's actually true. The money they used as a prop in this scene was the film's budget. As Dwayne walks to his room... respectable. After they get settled in, Dwayne looks up at Dr. Needleman, and then goes to get some sleep.
For Christ's sake, shut up and let me get some sleep!
I didn't leave out the other part of the conversation. No one else is actually talking right now. The next morning, Dwayne meets Casey.
Now, I don't want you to think I go around buttoning people's business, but somebody's been snooping around your door.
See, normally I wouldn't like people like that, but in this case, she's warning him about another snoopy neighbor who was trying to look through his keyhole, so, she's just being a good neighbor. Dwayne goes to a doctor's office. Sadly, it's not a psychologist. Dwayne asks to see the doctor, and since there's no patients right there, the receptionist makes him an appointment for next.
What's in the basket? Easter eggs?
Nope, it's more bad wigs. The receptionist, Sharon, finds out that this is his first time in New York and offers to show him around, go sightseeing. And then it's time for Dwayne to see the doctor. Dude, don't take such big bites, you're gonna choke! When Dwayne is about to be examined, Dr. Needleman gets a surprise.
Ew.
Dwayne had told Sharon that he was an old family friend to see Dr. Needleman and surprise him. So when Sharon asks...
Was he surprised?
Oh, yeah.
So Dwayne and Sharon make plans to go sightseeing the next day. To kill some time, Dwayne goes to see a movie. Ah, you went to see Funny People. While he's passed out, this happens. Who are you, Yogi? When he opens the basket... that's what you get for swiping those picnic baskets. Dr. Needleman gets a hold of Dr. Cutter. He tells her about his visit from Dwayne and also about Dr. Lifflander.
Lifflander is dead! Murdered! Cut in half!
Dr. Cutter, though, is not very alarmed.
Neither of us know any Dr. Lifflander, and neither of us have ever been in Glens Falls.
I think she's lying. Sharon leaves, so Dr. Needleman is alone in his office.
Don't forget the address book.
Dr. Needleman sees something. And then Dr. Needleman meets Belial. Oh my God! Why are his eyes black? In the original theatrical release, they cut out pretty much all the gore scenes. And, you know, it's a shame they put them all back, because if there's one thing that horror movie fans want less of, it's gore.
Did you get his address book? Great.
That's not an address book, that's a Rolodex. The next morning...
Breakfast.
Okay, eating uncooked hot dogs for breakfast does not make you a monster. It means you grew up poor. I still sometimes eat them uncooked. He also got Belial this.
Ta-da!
Yes, kids, that's what televisions used to look like. And that's what we had pliers for. Dwayne's date goes well. But Belial is not happy. And the entire hotel can hear this. We get it, you're acting. The hotel manager comes up to see what's going on and goes inside and sees that the place is torn up. And one of the hotel people, O'Donovan, notices something.
And no one came out, which means they're still in here, somewhere in here.
Well, whoever was...
Dwayne was warned. After the hotel manager makes everybody leave and closes the door, O'Donovan goes back to steal the money. He also decides to peek at what's in the basket. Am I supposed to feel bad for O'Donovan? Because I don't. While with Sharon, though, Dwayne feels a psychic connection to this, so he heads back to the hotel. Everyone in the hotel, though, goes to O'Donovan's room. Try some Neosporin. Dwayne goes back to his room, but is stopped by a detective.
You live here?
Yes,
What's your name?
Dwayne Bradley.
How long you been out, Dwayne?
Now let me keep asking you some more questions, see? After a little more pointless questioning, the detective leaves and Dwayne goes and finds Belial on the toilet.
I'm not deserting you. I just wanted some time for myself.
Brothers, Casey meets Dwayne at a bar.
I didn't even drink.
That's obvious.
He's drunk. Casey asks Dwayne to come over to the booth in the back with her, and while in there and talking and drinking and having fun, she asks what's in the basket.
My brother. Your brother!
Drunkenly, Dwayne tells Casey everything. He tells her that him and Belial were Siamese twins, but Belial was deformed, and their mother died giving birth to them, and everyone except their aunt hated them. This included their father, and they kept them hidden away until they were surgically separated by force. And they were hoping that separating would kill Belial, but it didn't. It actually made him stronger and more able to telepathically communicate to Dwayne.
Dwayne, you're giving me the creeps.
Wait till I get going! Now where was I? Dwayne passes out and starts dreaming about everything he literally just told Casey and the audience, which makes me wonder why they didn't just go immediately to the flashbacks.
Help! No! No! Wait, hold still! Ah! Go!
Dr. Needleman does the anesthesia. Needleman. Whereas Dr. Cutter does the cutting. Cutter. Clever. Those are some interesting sound effects. Dwayne finds Belial in a trash bag, not dead like they were all hoping he would be. That night, though, Dwayne and Belial's father hears something in the attic, so he gets up to go see what's going on.
Ow!
Oh, you think that hurt? Just wait. Yeah! Although I do gotta say, with a scream that girly, I'm glad you're dead. The next morning, their aunt comes up.
They could find no evidence of who killed your father, nor do they have any idea what killed him.
Yeah, she helped cover it up.
That when I waked, I cried to dream again.
How sweet? Now back to present time, Casey is helping Dwayne get back to his room. Interesting side note, the character of Casey was originally written only to be in one scene, but the director Frank Henenlotter liked both the character and the actress Beverly Bonner so much that he gave her not only a much bigger role in this movie, but actually put her in more movies, including the next two Basket Case movies, and she reprised the character of Casey in the movie Frankenhooker. Not to mention, Frank Henenlotter put her in every single movie he ever directed, whether it was a short film or a feature-length film. She was in it. Up until the very last one that is actually still in production, she has her part in it, and sadly it will be her last one because she did pass away last November. Rest in peace, Beverly Bonner. Dwayne immediately falls asleep, so Casey goes back to her room to get some sleep. Belial doesn't have boundary issues. I think it's fair to say that's pretty much how everyone would react.
It's gone. No!
It's all right. You can stay with me tonight.
Wow, this hotel is really quite the community. Every time something happens, everybody comes out. Belial didn't hurt Casey, but he did take something. Really, dude? The next morning, Dwayne and Belial set out to Dr. Cutter's office.
She's a vet, an animal doctor.
So there were two MDs in the room, and you let the vet do the surgery? You guys were asking for it. Dwayne gets in to see her and tells her who he is, and she asks why he tracked her down.
I would assume it's to thank me.
Nope, that's not it. She talks tough, though, until she sees Belial. Okay, so this scene is way too long to show you in its entirety, but I will show you this. Yeah! When Dwayne and Belial get back to the hotel room, Sharon is waiting for them.
Dr. Needleman's been murdered.
He knows. She tells Dwayne how shaken she is and how she doesn't want to be alone.
I want to be with you, Dwayne.
'Cause you've known him for so long? Then comes the part that I think every parent relates to.
Take me, Dwayne.
Oh my God, what's that?
Okay, Dwayne, this is very important. At this moment, you don't make eye contact, you just simply yell out, "Go turn on Frozen!" But instead, Dwayne does this. Rookie mistake. Sharon doesn't want to leave.
Dwayne, let me in!
'Cause she's an idiot. Like, seriously, you got interrupted by that. Run!
Why?
Okay, Dwayne, that's enough. In the words of my father, let's take off the dress and end this little tea party already. You've known him for a day. That night, while Dwayne is asleep, Belial takes off and goes to Sharon's and makes Dwayne watch telepathically. How did he know where she lives? Like, Dwayne didn't even know where she lives. Dwayne rushes over, but by the time he gets there, she's already dead. So he just gets Belial.
She was good! She was pure! She wasn't what I did!
Dwayne's mad. And of course, when he gets back to the hotel, everybody rushes in while he's yelling at Belial because nobody can mind their business. I know the feeling. My brother used to do that to me all the time when we were kids. Yes, you did. Dude, why do the men in your family all scream like girls? And this leads to the best acting I've ever encountered.
Ah! Oh, what's that? Oh, girls, look at that! What is that?
Oh! Yes! Yes! More people gather around.
Hey, are you okay up there?
He's fine. As strong as Belial is, though, he loses his grip. Now, this gives us the illusion that the both of them are dead, but they're not. They come back in Basket Case 2, and they pick up from this point on and explain it that, yes, they fell, but they did somehow live, but got injured. And the reason they did lead us to believe that they're both dead is because, honestly, Frank Henenlotter had no intention of ever making a sequel. He honestly said that he didn't even think that this movie would ever actually get seen, and admits that not only was he surprised when it got seen, but that it instantly picked up cult success. Like, this movie didn't take long to gain a cult following at all. People saw it, loved it, because Yes, it was weird, but it was also very original and very well done. What's even more impressive to me is to find out that this movie started out with a budget of literally $16,000. That's all they had. During the course of making the film, they kept raising money, and overall the film was made for $35,000, which again is extremely impressive. The director, Frank Henenlotter, was trying to get other things going, couldn't, and decided to make something as really a way to show what he could do with a very limited budget, like a lot of directors do, and somehow it gained success. What's also funny though is Frank Henenlotter said in interviews that when coming up with the idea for this, he was literally just trying to come up with the silliest concept he could and make that into a horror movie. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? But overall, Basket Case also instantly became one of my favorites. It's a fun movie, it's silly, it's a little crazy, and it's a little comical, but it's also very engaging. It's very entertaining. Of course, the acting isn't great, that's what you get for low budget, but it was an original story that was very originally played out. And of course, we all know that I love originality and I love a good story. So if you're like me and love those things, I highly recommend that you do check out Basket Case, as well as Basket Case 2 and 3. It was a great series. So there you have it. That's my remastered review of Basket Case. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications for when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think of the Basket Case movies. Love you guys.